Today, I'm going to show you how to wirelessly stream any video file type using the free open source VLC media player software to your Roku. I've used Windows 7 and Windows 10 with this setup, which allows you to stream any MKV, FLV, AVI, etc. file types located locally on your PC from any Mac drive, external storage device like a My Passport, any NAS drives, and any flash drives connected directly to your PC, as well as external video links. I will also be showing you how to stream DVD discs from your PC to your Roku. This streaming method is for someone wanting to watch movies, TV shows, or DVDs on one or more of their TVs, etc. simultaneously and wirelessly on their Roku devices. This video is not for someone wanting real-time streaming, lag-free, as far as when a video scene plays on a PC versus when the same scene appears on the TV. So let's get started. First, you will need the VLC software installed on your PC. I will have a link in the description box below for the videoland.org website. Please note, I will be posting a future video on how to stream multiple videos from local and remote sources and how to stream your PC's desktop, displaying websites, etc. with any version of Windows to any Roku model. So subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when I post. You will also need to add 2 Roku channels, the private channel A Live Streamer and the M3U Red Player Player. I will have the Roku channel code links in the description box below. The reason I say to install the red Roku M3U player versus the black Roku M3U player, which is a private channel for the setup, is because the initial start of a stream could take a few minutes to load, and a Roku black M3U player has a timeout feature that will exit out before the stream begins. Now, the M3U Red Player channel is only required if you have issues streaming via the Live Streamer Roku channel, which may be the case if you have an older Roku model. The Live Streamer channel on my Roku 2 XS device was unable to load the stream via that channel for some reason, so I had to access the video stream using the red Roku M3U player from my Roku 2 XS instead. You will need to create your own local M3U file using the local IP address of your PC running VLC if you are unable to use the Live Streamer Roku channel, since an M3U file is required by the red Roku M3U player channel. Okay, so once you have VLC installed, you will need to configure a video stream. I'm going to demo 3 streams, one from a local video file on an external storage device, another for a video file link from an internet website, and finally a stream of a DVD disc playing on a PC. Now, some of the reasons you may experience jumpy or stuttering video streams is because your computer's CPU may not be powerful enough to stream this way, not having enough internet bandwidth, or due to the resolution of the video you are streaming. I will also be showing you how to configure lower SD resolution profile streams if you are experiencing major buffering or stuttering issues. I will be doing a future video on how to find, retrieve, and stream multiple video links from the World Wide Web into VLC's video playlists of TV shows, movies, etc., and watch them on any Roku from sites like archive.org, as well as how to wirelessly stream your PC screen to any one or more Rokus simultaneously using VLC. So don't forget to hit that subscribe button. Now, I've opened the VLC media player and I'm going to add a file from an external My Passport storage device attached to this PC and stream it to my Roku. Here are the required steps. Select Media, then Stream, then click the Add button from the File tab and navigate to the file you want to stream. Click the Stream button on the bottom. Click the Next button, change the drop-down menu from File to HTTP, and click the Add button. Default port is 8080, but you can change it if this port is already in use by your PC. Add any path name you wish. The source PC and target streaming device must be in sync as far as the reference port and path. Click Next. Change the profile from the drop-down list to video-h.264 plus mp3 brackets TS close brackets. Click the Next button. Select the Stream All Elementary Streams checkbox. And finally, select the Stream button. Check the bottom left-hand side of the screen that the video counter is incrementing. If this is not the case, the stream was not properly set up. A couple of ways to verify that the stream is working before accessing it from your Roku is by opening up a second VLC instance as well as by inputting your streaming HTTP live stream details into your iOS VLC app from your phone. But first you need to identify the IP address of the PC streaming VLC by going to the DOS command line and typing in ipconfig, ipconfig. The IP address of my PC is 192.168.1.25. Verify that the stream is working. As mentioned, you can also use the VLC app on your phone to validate the stream by selecting Network Stream, then inputting http:// your IP address, and the port and the path name you entered. Make sure your phone is on the same Wi-Fi as the streaming PC. Select Open Network Stream. After validating your stream, close the second VLC instance where you selected Network Stream or Control-N. Check in Task Manager that you don't have old VLC.exe programs still running if you have issues connecting. Now, let's go to the live streamer channel on your Roku. Go to the live stream setting and input @ followed by your PC's IP address, next line, input your selected stream port. Finally, on the last line, enter your selected path. Save, press the back arrow and select Play Live Stream. Please note, this channel may not work for you if you have an older Roku model. Please jump ahead in this video's comment section to the red Roku M3U player setup details if you are unable to connect via this channel. It usually takes no more than a couple of minutes to connect to the stream. In order to not have the audio from my PC playing while watching a video, I plug in headphones into the headphone jack. Next, I'm going to stream an external website's video link to my Roku. You can pick up either MP4 or OGV links from this particular site to stream. You can open the videos link in the browser to verify that the links work. Here are the required streaming steps. Select Media, then Stream, then select the Network tab. Enter the external internet file you want to stream. Click the Stream button on the bottom. Click the Next button. Change the drop-down menu from File to HTTP and click the Add button. Input the same port that you previously used. Add the same path name you previously used. Click Next. Change the profile from the drop-down list to video-H.264 plus MP3 TS. Click the Next button. Select to stream all elementary streams checkbox. And finally, select the Stream button. Check the bottom left-hand side of the screen that the video counter is incrementing. If this is not the case, the stream was not properly set up. Please do the previously mentioned stream validation, then click on this stream from the live streamer channel. Finally, I'm going to stream a DVD disc running from my PC. Let's navigate to the DVD and select Play. To see the DVD's titles and available chapters, select Ctrl-L to minimize. This streaming setup is best for DVDs that contain a single movie or TV show DVDs that have a Play All track. Otherwise, you would have to set up a stream for each individual track. Here are the required streaming setups. Select Media, then Stream, then select the Disc tab. Select Starting Position, Title, and Chapter. Select the Stream button on the bottom. Click the Next button. Change the drop-down menu from File to HTTP and click the Add button. Click the same port that you previously used. Add the same path name you previously used. Click Next. Change the profile from the drop-down list to video-H2.64 plus MP3 TS. Click the Next button. Select the Stream All Elementary Streams checkbox, and finally select the Stream button. Check the bottom left-hand side of that screen that the video counter is incrementing. Please do the previously mentioned stream validation, then click on this stream from the live streamer channel. I'm now going to show you how to create an SD video stream profile, which you can tweak as needed if you are experiencing major buffering or jumpy video issues from the default profile settings. Here are the required steps. First, select Media, then Stream, then select the File tab. Click the Add button to select any video. Click the Stream button on the bottom. Click the Next button. Change the drop-down menu from File to HTTP and click the Add button. Input the same port that you previously used. Add the same path name you previously used. Click Next. Select the Create a Profile icon on the far right. First tab you'll see is Encapsulation. You should have MPEG-TS selected. MPEG-TS should be selected. Click the Video Codec tab. Select Video checkbox. The encoding parameter should be codecs H.264. Leave bitrate at 800 kilobytes per second. This is what changes your profile resolution. 800 is an SD stream, but you can reduce it to even less if you still have jumpy video issues. Click on the Resolution tab and change scale to 0.25. Finally, let's update the Audio Codec tab. Select Audio checkbox. Encoding parameters should have codec MP3 and sample rate set to 44100. Now give this profile a name and select the Create button. You can go ahead and select your newly created profile from the Profile drop-down menu and click Next. select checkbox Stream All Elementary Streams and click the Stream button to test. Going forward, if you want to stream at a lower resolution, select your newly created profile from the drop-down menu instead of the profile Video-H264 plus MPTS. Here's a snapshot of a video streaming to two devices simultaneously. The video scenes displayed may be at different points depending on the interface being used to display the stream, i.e. an iPhone or Roku TCL TV or Roku 2X, due to channel or app overhead. The live streamer channel, for example, sends the stream to the live streamer developer's server site initially and eventually streams onto your Roku channel. The iPhone iOS VLC app is directly communicating with VLC stream on your Wi-Fi. It is VLC PC app to VLC iOS app. The M3U player has less lag than your live streamer channel. Now I'm going to talk about how you can access this video stream from the Red M3U player channel. You can copy your M3U file on a standard USB flash drive and plug it into your Roku's USB slot if available. You can also try putting this M3U file's content onto a site like pastebin.com if your Roku model does not have a USB slot. But I recommend purchasing a Sandisk Connect wireless flash drive and create, store, and access your custom M3U files wirelessly from any streaming device on your home Wi-Fi simultaneously. Keep a lookout on my future video on some of the Sandisk Connect wireless flash drive's awesome, unknown features and/or hacks never advertised. Here are the entries required in your M3U file. You will need to update the third line to contain your PC's IP address after the @ sign per the ipconfig DOS command. I'm going to add an additional entry in this M3U file to point to a movie on the archive.org site just for an FYI setup. A typical M3U entry is made up of two rows, the header row and the actual link row. I'll leave a link in the description box of what are the various sections of a header row in an M3U file, as well as a link to this demo M3U file. Let me go ahead and set up a stream. I'm going to show you how I set up access to this M3U file from the Sandisk Connect wireless flash drive, as well as from a standard USB plugged into my Roku's USB slot using the Roku M3U Red Player channel. I've configured the Sandisk Connect with a password and set it up to access my home Wi-Fi with a static IP. It is turned on and plugged into a USB charger port that is plugged into an outlet for 24/7 access. I'm placing my M3U file on a standard USB flash drive and plugging it into my Roku 2XS USB slot. Now I'm going to open the M3U Red Player channel. When you plug in a USB into your Roku's USB slot with any M3U files on it, the M3U Red Player channel scans and picks up any M3U files located on that USB automatically. Now I'm going to select the M3U file I created and open my local video stream. A Sandisk Connect stick does not transmit its content wirelessly when plugged into a PC, and it has a 4-hour battery life when not plugged into a charger. The iOS app required to set up the Sandisk Connect stick is called Sandisk Connect Drive. After configuring the Wi-Fi, you can identify its MAC and IP address by going into Settings, About. The IP used is from my home router since I sent the Sandisk stick's internet connection. My phone is connected to my home Wi-Fi as well when connecting to the app. I'll be using the Sandisk flash drive's IP to retrieve its M3U file details wirelessly. Its user ID and password is required. The user ID is always owner, and the password is the password I assigned its internal Wi-Fi. Usually, if you have issues connecting to or configuring your Sandisk Connect stick, the solution is to just reboot it by turning it off for a few seconds and then turning it back on. I will include in the description box a link to a USB extender because the Sandisk stick has a wide frame taking up a couple of USB slots. The USB extender helps to resolve this issue. Next, I'm going to copy the same M3U file details onto a Sandisk Connect wireless flash drive and create a tiny url.com link pointing to this file, which is accessible wirelessly from your home Wi-Fi. I'm going to log into the Sandisk stick from my browser using its IP address. you can right-click and select Copy URL Link. Get the M3U file ID. Now I'm going to put these details into the tinyurl.com site. I can now add this M3U tiny URL link in the M3U Red Player on all Rokus on my home Wi-Fi, points to the same local M3U file wirelessly, and access the links. I can stick the Sandisk Connect USB into my PC and update the M3U file content when needed, then place it back into the USB charger. All updates will be picked up by all my Rokus accessing it via its tiny URL link. So if I create various custom M3U files with TV links, movies, etc., I can add and or remove links, and all Rokus on my home Wi-Fi will pick up the changes. I will be posting a video on how to access and cast videos from the Sandisk Connect wireless flash drive within your home Wi-Fi on any Roku, Apple TV 4, Fire TV, and Chromecast. Once again, please note, using an M3U file or using a Sandisk Connect stick is only required if your Roku model is unable to access your local video streams via the Roku Alive streamer channel. If you find this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up and share it, which helps me gauge interest and decide which future videos to post next. If you have any questions or comments, please leave them below.
Thanks for watching.